Welcome to Sweethearts or Rivals. I'm Charla.
I'm Justin.
What's on our table today?
Matcha.
Matcha's a 2-player only game.
Mm-hmm.
Can take you about 20 minutes, and they recommend you can play it with people that are aged 10 and up.
Right on.
And the copy that we have is actually a review copy. So we would like to thank Grail Games very much for sending it over to us.
What do you think about the components of Matcha?
I think the components are pretty good for Matcha. Most of the components are cards.
Yes.
And you're going to be shuffling them quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
They're good quality, but just because we're going to shuffle them quite a bit, I think I'm probably going to want to sleeve them.
Yes.
Just to maintain their quality.
Right on.
And the only thing about these little things, they're wooden pieces, but I find they're really thin.
Yeah.
So I'm just a little bit nervous of how thin they are, because if you get a little too rough with it, I bet it could crack in half.
Okay.
But
there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
For a 2-player only game.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice.
And this little stick is very little. That's the only thing.
Yep.
But the art for this game is absolutely stunning.
Yes. Very nice.
It's
very
beautiful.
Cool.
And I love how for each of the suit, they made the girls dress in each the same kimono.
Mm-hmm.
And they're individual to the colors.
Yeah. So you don't have to look in the picture and see that she has, like, the stirring stick. Her kimono is yellow, which is the same color as the component, which is the same color as the suit.
Right.
Which is very nice. Very good, like, key, visual cue there.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
It's just very pretty.
Right on.
What do you think about the strategy, which for us is the strategy, tactics, and luck?
Yep. It is a very interesting blend of all three, because the very first time you play, you don't really have a long-term strategy because you're not really sure what's going to come out in the deck. And you would think that just 18 cards wouldn't have a lot of luck, but it does, because only 2 of the cards are out. And that's the only kind of
randomness.
Yeah. And then who gets what cards. So you get this hand of cards and you're looking like, all right, I got a whole bunch of really high numbers for the different suits, but all of them that I have don't matter about the numbers because they're all on the side that requires the suits instead. Well, I have crap. So it's very interesting because it doesn't seem like there'd be a lot of luck, but there is on how the cards get distributed.
Yeah.
But to offset that is the fact that other than those 2 cards that you don't know where they are, you have an almost perfect understanding of exactly where everything is. I know what my cards are, I know what cards are out here, and I know almost exactly what cards Charla has.
Right.
And it's just that one little kind of little tiny thing of those 2 cards that we're not quite sure about that lends all of the like unsureness, chaos to the game, which is kind of neat and very tactical.
Yeah.
Once you play a round, then you can get a little bit more strategic, because based on how that first set of rounds comes out, you're going to look and be like, okay, so I've got this and this, which means I now need to go for this one component specifically, or 2 of this kind specifically. And then you look across to your opponent and see what they have, and you know exactly what you have to block them on. So, not a lot of long term, but very heavy tactics with a nice dose of randomness in there as well.
Right.
Right on. What about the complexity of Matcha?
I find the only complexity is to get used to one side wants numbers to match and one side wants colors to match.
Yes.
But
that can be confusing.
Only at first, because once you play a few games of it, it's just second nature.
Yeah.
Unless, like a game that we played, these 2 cards got switched, and then I was like, didn't even look, and it's like, well, numbers were always on that side before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Always make sure when you play out the number and suit cards that they are like identical to every single time you've ever played before.
Like these ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never switch them.
Right.
Certainly do not have them randomly like number, suit, number, suit, because people's heads will explode.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Unless that's like the expert variant.
There you go.
Maybe.
Nice. Mess with people's heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like the setup
Mm-hmm.
with there's 2 cards you don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't even really try to deduce what's in your hand.
Yeah.
I just see what's laid out here and I know what I have and I'm like, well, the only thing that can beat me if I play this is that other card. Or I'm going to play this because nothing else can beat me.
Sure.
Which is really cool. And it's an interesting that the suits beat each other like in a circle.
Yeah.
And so do the numbers.
Yes. Which
so
is kind of cool.
I really like that kind of it. It really makes some interesting moments in the game when you flip those cards over.
Yep.
And especially if you've really planned it all out. And flipping it over and saying, no, he had that one card that I didn't think he had. Or yes, I knew he didn't have that. Those are great moments.
I find that the very first set of rounds,
Mm-hmm.
I tend to try to deduce what you have.
Mm-hmm.
But after I've gotten a couple things and you've gotten a couple things and kind of our strategy narrows, then I don't deduce so much what you have. And again, like you were saying, I just look at what I have and say, okay, I can dominate here, but here, and here I can't. So how do I turn that to my advantage?
Right. And I need to make sure I save a card here to block him on this one that you know he needs or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's not overly complex at all. It's quite a simple set of rules, but it's got
tricky.
that multiple layers of intrigue or something beneath the layers.
Yeah. Very tricky to play well. Yes.
And what about playability?
Playability. Every time you play this game, you're not going to be looking for a massively different experience. The reason that you're going to want to play Matcha over and over and again is because you're going to want to get better at it. And even though it is like a very small game, there's not a lot to it, and the rules are very quick and easy, it's one of those games where you can learn how to play it very quickly, but to learn how to play it well is going to take a lot of practice, especially if you get different opponents. A lot of this game is in your opponent.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So that's where a lot of the playability comes in.
But I don't know, like, would it be better to play it against someone you know very well? Or better to play it against a stranger?
I think if you're playing it against someone you know well, the mind games will be more. But it doesn't have as much of the mind games as, say, Daxu. Because with this, again, there's a lot of those tactics, but again, a large dose of that randomness as well. So I think it's a little bit more tactical gameplay than it is the mind games like Daxu.
Right.
Yeah. But the mind games are definitely there.
Yes.
Yes. And I think playing against someone that you know well, the mind games have an extra level to them, which can help with the playability.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because then you can get kind of develop like a meta game where, like, last time you really messed me over on this, so maybe I'm going to try to do the same thing to you. And then, of course, there's the whisks, which is really crazy because if you don't match anything, but your opponent does, and you get the whisk, and all you need is 4 of them, that could be your whole deal right there. Oh, I know I only need that 1 red bowl to win, but you're going to be blocking me on that. So
maybe I'll just go for these 2 whisks I need.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that one little addition to the rules gives you another level of mind games on top of everything else, which is pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. So, does Matcha have the awesomeness or the cuteness?
Well, because the art is beautiful and not necessarily cute,
Yeah.
and the card play I find so intriguing, this game has to have the awesomeness.
There you go. Nice. I would agree. Are we going to trade it or keep it?
I'm keeping it.
We're keeping it. There's no room for debate.
No. Well, I don't know what it is. I find the game intuitive for me, and I don't know if it's because I've played so much card games throughout my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, just when I was a kid in my house, like, we just played cards all the time. We played a whole bunch of different kinds of games. So I don't think I consciously count cards, but I think subconsciously I must be able to count cards.
Okay.
Because I find it really easy.
Nice.
But it's also fun.
Yeah.
It's not so easy that I don't find it fun.
Yeah.
But it's really fun.
And I do not find it easy at all because I am not a card player. But I enjoy it, and I enjoy getting better at it. I have actually, like, we haven't played like dozens and dozens of games, but
Not yet.
the number of games that we have played, I have noticed that the game has shifted as our skill and our ease with it increases.
That must be just for you, because I find all the games we've played so far pretty similar.
That's because you've won them all.
No, you won one, didn't you?
I don't think I did.
Oh, I'm sorry, hon.
I think we've tied several, which you won.
Oh, right, because of the green tea leaf.
Right.
Yeah, because if you tie a game, it depends on which one you have the most of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wins. Yeah.
Yeah. But I am going to get better at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plus, it is a super quick game, which
Right.
is kind of cool. Wow. So, do we finish Matcha as sweethearts or rivals? We finished it as
Rivals.
Yeah. This
For
is
sure.
not a sweetheart game.
No, it's not like I'm going to prepare this tea for you because I love you so much.
No.
It's like I'm going to prepare the best tea party in the whole world.
And destroy
and put
you.
yours to shame. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And that is Matcha.
It is. Thanks for watching.
Thanks a lot.
We'll see you in the next video.
Laters.
And lastly, what about complayability? What?
Complayability. Complayability. Come play.
Thanks, Justin.